Today, I want to talk about how the AMC FTDs were never actually covered, and how AMC was illegally removed from the threshold list. We know this because AMC has gone straight back on this threshold list as of yesterday. I want to explain what kind of impact this has on the shorts, what kind of impact it has on the cost to borrow rate, and also on AMC as well. So stay tuned and let's make some money. And now I'll dive straight in with the key information. So, as NFT Happiness tweeted, he said AMC is back on the NYSE threshold list. He said AMC's cost to borrow is back between 878% to 1030%, and it's also back on the threshold list. Beautiful. And as we can see, if we filter for yesterday, the 12th of April, we can see that AMC has gone straight back on the NYSE threshold securities list. Now I want to quickly break down and explain what the threshold list actually is and how we know these FTDs were never actually covered. Basically, if there's high persistent fails to deliver on the AMC stock, or on any stock for that matter, in above 5% of the float for at least 5 consecutive days, AMC ends up on the regulation SHO threshold securities list. This is effectively a list maintained of stocks that have very high and persistent and continuous fails to deliver, which is very indicative of synthetic shorts. Now we know that back in late February, the AMC FTDs were absolutely off the charts, with over 10 million shares failed to deliver on multiple consecutive days. And through the rest of February, the number of FTDs maintained at this high level between 1 and 5 million shares per day. Now again, in the first half of March, this trend actually continued, and AMC regularly saw over 1 million FTDs every single day, even between 2 and 3 to 3.5 million FTDs as well. Now the only reason that AMC was removed from the threshold list is because the shorts managed to suppress the number of FTDs just for 3 simple consecutive days. On these days, AMC only racked in 591,000, 735,000 and 884,000 FTDs in 3 consecutive days. Now that was enough to remove AMC off the threshold list, but as soon as that was over, the FTDs came back in thick and fast. It's likely these shorts managed to just hide a few of those FTDs, just 1 million or so shares for 3 consecutive days, to have AMC removed from the threshold securities list. Now what I don't understand is how they managed to continue suppressing the price of AMC during these few days. AMC still continued to fall from $6.58 down to $5.38, even though there was significantly less fails to deliver. It's likely because the FTDs were still happening and still persisting, they just weren't being reported and were instead simply being hidden. It's likely these shorts were still failing to deliver AMC shares and still creating more and more synthetics, thereby pushing the price down. They just weren't reporting them appropriately. But what it does go to show is the fact these shorts are still desperate, so desperate to the fact they're illegally hiding FTDs just to continue pushing the price down. But what that's also doing is pushing up this cost to borrow fee, making it more and more expensive for these shorts to short AMC. Considering AMC is back on the threshold securities list, I imagine AMC is going to stay there for another 13, 15, 20, 25 days until it's magically removed again. But all the while this is happening, the cost to borrow fee is absolutely skyrocketing, and it's getting more and more difficult for these hedge funds to justify their short positions. And as was just mentioned on Bloomberg, at some point this is all going to crack, and at some point you're going to get a stock market cover of the shorts.
But at some point, given this economic data, you're going to get a stock market cover of the shorts, the gloom, the caution that's out there. Where is that throw in the towel move given this kind of economic data? It's out there somewhere.
Now I don't know if you heard that, as it was quite quiet, but I have tried to max out the volume, but he effectively said that at some point these shorts will throw in the towel. At some point the sheer number of FTDs and the sheer skyrocketing of this cost to borrow fee will cause something to crack among these shorts, and they will be forced to throw in the towel. Guys, be sure to join me over on MooMoo, the sponsor of today's video, using the link in the description below. You can currently get up to a whopping 15 free stocks, entirely commission-free trading, free level 2 market data, and most importantly of all, MooMoo is very easy to use, it's very clear and simple, they've got tons of technical indicators and advanced charting tools. You've also got entirely free 24/7 customer support, and you can also trade around the clock with the full extended trading hours. And as Jan Jack tweeted, he said he's still waiting for the millions of FTDs that have shown up on the threshold securities list between February the 2nd to March 10th to be closed out of, because AMC is back on the list again. He said there's no way to solve this massive clearing and settlement issue with AMC stock without a massive and system disintegrating short squeeze. He said that's the only way. He said we will not allow short sellers and globalists to take down the 102-year strong movie company. Never. And he said at the SEC, FINRA, the IRS, the New York Stock Exchange, Gary Gensler, the Department of Justice, and Lisa Monaco, there's no more time to play with the criminals in the market. And he said it's been more than 16 months since the Department of Justice opened a probe into the short-selling conspiracy over meme stocks. He said it's time to cast the net of justice on them all. I think really Jan Jack is absolutely right. These shorts obviously can't escape their short positions, and that's why we're seeing so many FTDs day after day after day, combined with the sky-high borrowing fee and with 100% AMC utilization. Yes, obviously these are big, giant funds, and that's why so far they haven't yet gone bankrupt, even though it's been 2 years. But I do believe the shorts are indeed getting closer and closer. And ultimately they cannot fix this problem they've created, as is evident by the skyrocketing cost to borrow and persistent and continuous fails to deliver. At some point something will crack and you will see this giant short covering. You may have also seen that AMC have just introduced their AMC Entertainment Visa Card. When you use this AMC Visa Card, you now get additional AMC stubs points when you spend money at AMC theatres, but also when you spend money on dining, groceries and gas, and on all other purchases too. So if you want, you can use this AMC Visa Card to really rack up AMC stubs points to spend on free movies, free snacks, free entertainment and free dining. Obviously, like all credit cards, it does have a higher interest rate, and therefore I obviously don't advise that you use this credit card simply to finance an expensive lifestyle. But I do think that additional AMC stubs points are a brilliant reward that can be spent inside your favourite movie theatre. As Peter Han tweeted, he said, when I hear there's an 80,000 people wait list to get the new AMC credit card, he said, I can't help but be amazed at the power of the brand. And he said, would the AMC brand be so powerful if the shorts hadn't dragged this out so long? Probably not. But drag it out they have, and people are going to support any reasonable product that will make the company stronger. He said, I do understand why the shorts did not anticipate this, but unlike Sears, whose cultural impact faded decades ago, AMC is the largest movie theatre chain in the world's largest market. He said people love entertainment, they don't want that choice to be taken away, and therefore the support for AMC will not falter, will not waver, and will not disappear as time goes on. And he said, would senators and hedge funds have shorted gladiator games in the Colosseum? No, because even the corrupt ones knew the gladiator recognised breed, and circuses were key in keeping the masses placated. Peter Han basically thinks the shorts are underestimating culture and underestimating history, and believes they've got in way over their head. And he believes that ultimately culture always rules over stupid investment decisions. Now, I've seen a few comments down below coming from obvious bot accounts suggesting that somehow I'm a paid off shill. Obviously these comments are coming from bot accounts, but I wanted to talk about this tweet I've seen from Peter Han. He said this was off Reddit in 2021. He said he's got no way to verify its authenticity or what firm may have accepted the contract, but assuming it's real, the below shows fees for paid off shills. To pay staff members to build a community on Reddit or Weeble or in the YouTube comment section to effectively attack AMC, salaries range from between $1,500 per month to around $3,500 per month. As you can see here in the notes section, it says to work with a third-party community around AMC and GameStop before listing to build negative hype around specific target timing. As Peter Han said, you can see a hypothetical budget here, and therefore, based on these prices, they couldn't afford Peter Han. Now, obviously, you guys know that I have a background in accounting, and I've actually reduced my accounting workload to make more videos here on YouTube. Obviously, to keep the YouTube channel going, I do receive money from YouTube for the adverts that I put in my video, and also receive money from the signups that I get to MooMoo and other ads that I've run in the past. Now, obviously that does keep the channel going, and including all of my revenue streams, I do earn more than $3,500 per month, and therefore, similar to Peter Han, the shills couldn't afford me. And this is why I've stuck with the AMC community over the last 2 years and to continue to post information on AMC. I try to take a fairly neutral standpoint, obviously because I'm not soliciting financial advice, but you'll also know from my videos that I never post FUD and I never post incorrect lies. And therefore suggesting that I'm a paid off shill is absolutely ridiculous, as I just promote the facts of what's currently out there for AMC. And as PHT even tweeted, he said to all the AMC and Ape community members, since I've been called out as a paid shill, will you please stop buying and holding because it's really hurting my shill payments. Obviously, if I was being paid as a shill, surely I'll be promoting way more FUD and trying to convince you to sell your AMC shares right now for very, very cheap prices. Obviously, that's not what I'm trying to do here, and therefore, obviously, I'm not a paid off shill. But guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, guys, be sure to ding that notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.